Alright guys, back at it again. We got a 2011 Dodge Ram 1500. The engine is a 5.7 liter. And on this one, guys, we're going to be replacing the alternator, guys. 2012. And it's a 5.7 liter right there, guys. Anyways, to get to this alternator, guys, we're gonna have to pull off the top engine cover here, which is there on the floor already. It's just a cover that goes on top of the engine. And you're gonna have to move the intake piping. Here is with the screwdriver. You just unscrew it there and just pop it off. You gotta take this off first, then you take the plastic off. The plastic's gonna be on top of the alternator, so you need to replace the plastic. And then there is the connector here, a connection here that runs to the alternator. And after that, there is a 13mm bolt there. But before we do all that, you're gonna have to take off the serpentine belt, guys. You have to remove the serpentine belt. So, in order to do all that, guys, you need a 3/8 drive, and you need to pry on the tensioner. So, it's the tensioner that's what holds the belt. So, as y'all can see, excuse me if you can't see, but this here pulley right under the alternator, straight down. There's the alternator pulley right here. So straight down. Hold on 1 second. The freaking glare, I can't really. Okay, so that there. So this pulley here is the alternator here. And then straight down there where the ratchet's on is a tensioner. You're going to have to pry on that tensioner, then pull off the pulley off the idler pulley here so you can get some slack to take off the belt. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that first. Which way is it? I don't know which way is it. Alright, there we go. So you just move it off the tensioner belt here. You don't want to just like, you just want to move it off that pulley, off the alternator pulley and the tensioner pulley. Then you let some slack go. And you take the ratchet off because you're going to need it. Then you have a 13mm bolt here that goes to the power. And then you have a 15mm bolt here. And then you have another 15mm bolt on this side of the alternator. And those should be enough to get the alternator off. Be right back. Guys, in order to do this job these are the tools you're gonna need to do this job, guys. A flathead screwdriver. That's to take off the the intercooler piping, the filter piping, and then you want to take off the cover. Then you're gonna need a 3/8 drive ratchet. If you can get a long one, that's even better. You get more leverage, or you can just add a piece of pipe. You know, that'll help out. And then you're gonna need a 15mm. Those are for the 15mm bolts that's holding down the alternator. That bolt is down the alternator. Then the ratchet, and then you're gonna need a 13mm bolt. That's for the power on the alternator. So we're gonna start with that first. You just want to break it loose, guys. And when you put this power wire back on, guys, you don't need to tighten it up too tight, because you can break the alternator. You just want to snug it up, just snug it real nice and easy. You don't want to break it, because then if you do, then you know you're a dumbass. But okay, there's the bolt. There's the power bolt. Then you want to just move these out the way. You want to just pull straight up. There we go. So we got a plug and we got the power. You want to pull just straight up. That's just to remove. Alright, so after that, we're gonna need a 15 to remove the alternator. Alright, so we're gonna, bam. They're pretty tight. You just want to break them loose, because once you break them loose, you can start taking it off my hand. And this is a 5.7 liter Hemi engine. Can you say Hemi? Hemi.
Hemi.
Hemi. When the little boy says it on TV, and his dad tells him, "Can you say Hemi?" He says, Hemi. These are good engines, guys. Good engines. Okay, there's one bolt. That's a 15mm bolt. Put that right there. And then you just keep wrenching away on this side. I have no electric impacts or anything, guys. Those all went out. Yep, and I'm using my hand now. Don't ask why they went out there. They just went out too much. I use them too much. Or the batteries went out. One of the two, I'm not sure. Only like one, the quarter drive. That's the only one that works, and the 3/8 battery went out or something. Gotta get those replaced. All right. So after that, guys, you want to go ahead and get a screwdriver so I can pry on it. Where's my screwdriver at? You want to shove a screwdriver down here. Yeah, because after this, all you have to do now is just pry on it. Let me get a bigger pry bar. Alright guys, so like I was saying, pry bar, something big, it'll give you more leverage to what you're prying on, you know. That's why they call it the pry bar. So you pry on it and it helps you out. You gotta be very careful, guys. You don't want to break nothing. Pry on it. There we go. Straight up. All right. So now you just want to wiggle it out of here. Straight up. Alright guys, I'm going to explain to you why you have to pry on this. So, let me see if I can get this to make sense. So, you put this alternator where it belongs, right? You sit it down where it belongs on this little bracket down here, here, and here. Alright? You sit it there. Remember, these little things here, these are screws. Once you, when you start tightening these up, these start tightening up. It helps hold it in place. It starts tightening up with the bracket here, guys. That's why you have to pry on it. So, just for an example, when you put these bolts in here, and these are just for people that don't know. If you know about this, then this is not going towards you. This is just going towards people that don't know. Why is it so hard for it to come off? People that are learning, that want to do it themselves. This is do-it-yourself channel. I'm not a professional, but I do know what is it doing, because, you know. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show you what it does. So once you start tightening up this bolt, watch this and watch this piece is going to start going in. See, hold on 1 second. It's hard to hold it. So this piece is barely went in, guys. It went in just a little bit. It don't go in too much, but it goes into where when you start tightening up this bolt here, this piece starts tightening up as well, and it tightens up against the bracket, and that's why you got to pry it off. Okay, all right. Can I get it? Oh yeah. All right, so we want to take those bolts back off because we need them for the next alternator, which is in the truck somewhere. One, and these are 50mm bolts. So these 5.7 Dodge Ram alternators, they're really quite simple to work on. You just need patience and tools.